With us now are Natasha and Juthika, and we have been having such a great time right before the camera started rolling. So, excuse my giggles and my laugh, but there's so much fun, and so is the restaurant, Paisley Restaurant. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So, a great mother-daughter team. So, Juthika, we were talking. I'm also a mom. So, tell us about your journey from being an architect to a mom to a restaurateur.
Well, I started my life in this country as an architect and got some great opportunities to work with some great companies. And then when I came in the family way, it was just my personal choice that I wanted to be a hands-on mom, and took a backseat in my career at that point. Years passed by, and once the children were all grown up, I felt that this was my time now to do something for myself. And with the support, immense support from the family, I am an architect by profession, so I do have that creative side in me. And but the point was, because of the number of years that I had taken a backseat, things had developed technology-wise a lot and advanced a lot in architecture, and I was not sure whether I wanted to go back and re-educate myself at this stage of my life. So I felt that I could use my creativity in many other ways. Teamed up with a friend to learn the hospitality business, and then got an opportunity to head the catering division at a Michelin star restaurant in Midtown in Manhattan called Tulsi. And that's where the whole idea of me owning my own place was born.
Because you knew that you could.
And I felt if I do it, I would do it a little differently.
Okay.
You know.
Well, you might even design the interior a little differently with your architect creative.
I do. I think I got an opportunity to use my profession, academic profession, also in my restaurant, and it's just been a beautiful journey. And of course, I feel that the icing on the cake was when my daughter, who after her graduation, decided that one day she sat me down and was like, "Mom, is that okay if I join you?" And I said, "Come on board."
It's beautiful.
This is the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because I think just working with your child every day and having fun,
Yes.
that's what it's all about.
It is really all about fun. Natasha, what are your thoughts on what your mom just shared?
Yeah, I mean, it's all true. I mean, the only reason I think I'm, able to work with my mom every day is because she does respect my side of it and my, what I bring to the table, basically. And a lot of our guests, when they hear our story, they're like, "Oh, truthfully, tell us, how does it feel to work with your family all the time?" And I was like, "No, honestly, it's really not that bad." We have a good dynamic between the two of us, so I'm pretty lucky.
Now, what about your restaurant makes it so unique? I think you have cuisine is it from north and south of India? It's all of India?
We basically capture all different regions of India.
Okay.
So my whole idea behind introducing that was, of course, somebody who comes from England, they're very well versed with what Indian food is. It's a staple there. But here, I felt predominantly what most restaurants do offer in Indian food is food from northern India. I'm married to a North Indian, so I love the food, but I just felt that there's so much more that we have to offer, and that's how we curated our menu with capturing different regions of India, and there's so much still more to add on to that.
It seems to me you're right. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, so I hadn't had any exposure really to Indian food at the time. It was like we had Italian pizzerias, of course. We had certain things, maybe a Chinese food restaurant somewhere nearby, but I didn't grow up ever trying it. But then when I moved to Long Island many years ago, I had it for the first time, and I was like, "This is delicious." I'm like, a little more of the sauce, a little more of the rice, a little more of this, But I also feel it's very celebratory. Indian cuisine is very celebratory for some reason.
A lot of our culture, the Indian culture, is food. 90% of it's food. So it definitely holds a huge part in our life.
How many people can dine in your restaurant?
We have a capacity about 72 seated capacity, with, of course, outdoor as well. So all in all, it'd be a little over 100, if you count the outdoors. And we have a beautiful corner, and I think for me, location was the key, and also something that has history behind it, being an architect, and for me, that is something that has character.
Okay.
And what better place than Tribeca?
And so it spoke to your heart.
Yeah.
We were just at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Festival.
You know, Harlan and I went, and we had such a great time, such a wonderful celebration of the whole area. And you're right. I mean, there's no better place than Tribeca.
No.
You know, not to discourage anybody in the world that's watching us now. Of course, they have nice places as well, but it's a good vibe there.
True, and one thing I had always heard about that Tribeca, you know, it's like a neighborhood within New York City, and they're very supportive of their local businesses. And having that, I opened February 6, 2020, 5 weeks prior to the pandemic. Of course, people always laugh at it, saying, "Oh my God!" I said, "No, don't feel sorry for me," because it gave me the strength to actually go through the tough times. And I look at it this way: if I could survive the pandemic, I think I should be. It's going to be rock and roll from this point on.
It's going to be rock and roll.
And yeah, we had a local organization called Taste of Tribeca that reached out to all the local restaurants, and where we prepared some meals for them and delivered it to the hospitals, to the medical workers. And I felt that it's a drop in the ocean, but we got that opportunity to do something towards the cause. And that was our second survival, and I couldn't thank them more, you know.
You guys are just wonderful. Just such a good team. We recently have had a lot of mother-daughter teams on, and I just think there's so much power, right? And so if we
Absolutely.
can share our stories to empower others,
Yeah.
you know. So I thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Paisley Restaurant.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Natasha and Juthika, if you could just see the, I don't know, the teamwork and the essence of their energy together. I hope it portrayed right through the camera today. And that's maybe what we all need to do, is just look around us, find a best friend, you know, find a family member, and just strike out there and open a business. Be well.